This is the last lesson that we will be doing in the training. It's Unit 12, Lesson 6. We'll be going over the overview in this video and then just the introduction. Surface area of rectangular prisms. Since we're starting a new unit, we've got the big picture, the UBD, the simplified scale, the unit note, and the scope and sequence. The big picture. So this is our last unit of the year that you'll be doing with students. If you notice near the end of the 9 weeks, we have an extension unit if you need that as far as putting that in, or if you need more time to continue out the last several weeks of school, last 10 days, you've got that time also. So looking at this particular unit, it starts with volume, and then it continues with nets, and then using nets as surface area, then it gives a day of assessment for that. Then it goes on to, this is what we're picking up with this lesson, surface area of rectangular prisms. Looking at our UBD, this is a 20-day unit, surface area and volume of 3-dimensional figures. This really helps with students to categorize. You've got your 2-dimensional figures that we're using area, and now we're on to 3-dimensional figures that we've got volume and surface area. What students will be understanding, the knowledge, the essential questions, and the skills. I want us to look at one of the essential questions that are there. How are surface area and volume different? Those two areas are important. They've had volume in 5th grade. However, surface area is completely new for 6th graders. So truly understanding what it is and the concept will help them instead of just memorizing formulas. The cover page for this particular unit, that's our lesson. It is the unit. The lesson is describe how finding the area of 2-dimensional figures is related to calculating the surface area of rectangular prisms using nets. Now the unit note is here. It is in two different, the unit note will always be located with lesson 1 of that particular unit. So they're going to focus on solving real-world and mathematical problems that focus on surface area and volume of 3-dimensional figures. And if you like to pause the video and read over that. And the last part is the scope and sequence. We've got the Alabama course of study. It's going to be accomplishing everything, however, just not about triangles quite yet. We'll get that in another lesson coming up. In our lesson today that you'll be working through will be a 3-act. So we'll be starting with this 3-act Dandy Candies. It's a Desmos lesson that you can work through that's a teacher guided. I'll also be putting in a student guided Desmos that if you'd like to use that with your students, it will be available in the Canvas resource folder. Let's go ahead and get started on our last lesson.